filling up the tank for the first time, and I only came here. Normally you'd go to a truck stop, but I only came here because it was cheap. So it was the cheapest on the whole route. Unfortunately, this thing stops at $100. It's 34 gallons or whatever. So I'm gonna have to do this a few times. Yep, lots of fun. Trip number 34, September 11th. We are going to Lakewood, New Jersey. I've been to Lakewood before. It was a different dealer, and it was freaking terrible. They took forever doing the check-in. But so my wife is driving it's a SWAT van, basically. Like it's not armored, but it looks like it's armored. It's got lights all around. It's white though, so it's not really a SWAT van, but it's pretty neat. She hates it. She says it drives like crap, but it's pretty neat. So it's 3 o'clock, and we got, I don't know, 4 more hours to drive or something, and that's about it. I-80 East, Ohio. I waited till Ohio to do the video because going through Indiana, the roads are crap, and they're going to increase the tolls for trucks. I don't get it. They don't fix the roads they got, and apparently they need more money. Whatever. All right, so I'm still running the Anderson hitch. That's it's going to stay. It's such a good hitch, and how well it works. I started looking at some of the other hitches, and the sway controls have to be like bolted to the A-frame of the trailer, and I don't want to deal with that crap. This having the built-in sway control is really nice. So, like I said in the last video, I'm just gonna bring that to the machine shop I used to work at and oval the holes, or slot them is the right term, so they're cleaner and a little bit bigger. And it's not ideal, it's not right. They're not, when you bolt the bars on there, they're not supposed to be kicked, and with that they would be, but out of 34 trailers, it's only happened once where I would have needed something like that. So I'm hoping that's kind of the last time it happens. I mean, I tell you, unless there's nothing else to pull, I'm not pulling one of those sprinters again. They put the axles right in the middle of the trailer, and I can't believe that an engineer looked at that and said, yeah, that's okay. Like, there's no way. It's horrible to pull like that. There's a video online of the guy's moving the weight. He's got a remote control car or whatever on a treadmill, and it's towing a trailer, and he pushes the trailer and it sways a little bit and then locks up. Well, he moves the weight to the front and the back, and you can see the difference on what weight does when it's in a different place on a trailer. And that trailer is in the wrong place. It's bad, but whatever. I don't care. If I can help it, that'll be the last one I pull. But so that's about it. A few more hours to drive today. Sleep. We should deliver tomorrow. Hopefully this thing doesn't turn out to be like that last camper breakdown. But this is I don't even know what kind of engine it is. I didn't look. It's an Allison transmission, so maybe it's a Chevy, a Duramax. I don't know. We'll see. But it's a diesel, so hopefully she gets enough range to make it all the way through PA. I don't know. We're taking 80. But if we got to get fuel up in PA, that's going to kind of suck, but whatever. Yeah. So it took $357 to fill the tank. I'm almost to a half a tank, and when I get to a half, I'm gonna try it out and see how long it takes to fill up to a 3/4 or full, and then get an idea. But I'm so happy that I just don't have to worry about fuel anymore. It's way over 1,000-mile range, way over, and I can get cheap fuel. So that's that. Since I've switched companies twice now, this is the third company I've worked for, I thought I'd yap for a minute about what it involves actually starting to work for a company and how you go about doing it or whatever. Your first step, pick a company that you might want to work for, go on their website. If it's even a semi-decent company, they're going to have an FAQ. So you go in there, you read whatever they require, and you look at it, and okay, I can handle that or whatever. So then you call a recruiter. And no matter what you ask the recruiter, they're gonna blow smoke up your ass. Doesn't matter what company it is. But listen to their spiel, whatever they got to tell you. Ask your questions, whatever you're gonna ask. Just remember their answers are gonna be super. Not I wouldn't say straight out lies, but they often don't really know what they're talking about. Like, so when I switched to this company, I asked the recruiter, I said, what's on the load board right now? They didn't know. So you don't have access to the load board? Nope. So, is there anybody around you that does? No, I'm sorry. Well, how am I supposed to know if you got any loads? Well, they wouldn't let me do any recruiting. We were shut down for recruiting, blah blah blah, and now they open it up, so we obviously have loads now. Okay, yeah, sure. So that's the kind of crap you'll deal with, calling a recruiter. But so then you'll have an application to fill out, and it's been the same for all three companies. I assume it's just industry wide. You need a 10-year work history. They do an MVR, motor vehicle records report, and a background check. So if you have something in any of those that may be an issue, let the recruiter know, and it'll save you the time of having to fill it out if you just flat out, if you had a DUI last year, nobody's going to hire you. I don't even know if they could. The DOT might have some kind of whatever, it doesn't matter. So, if you had one 10 years ago, maybe you'd be okay. I don't know. I've never had a DUI. I don't have to deal with that crap, but don't drink and drive. Don't be stupid. But, so, if you have something in your background, a background check that would come up, if you have something in your motor vehicle records that would come up, if you have, a 5-year gap in your employment history, talk to the recruiter about it. Save both of you a bunch of freaking headaches. So you'll do that, and then you'll sit around for a couple days, depending on how desperate they are for drivers. It could be, you'll sit there for 2 hours, and then they'll call you and say, hey, when can you come in for orientation? Or, you wait a couple days for it, and then they'll, set up your orientation if everything checks out. So, then they'll generally send you an orientation packet, and it's just a list of stuff that's also should be on their website, but it may have not changed. These companies kind of don't really have good IT departments, so their websites may or may not be up to date. So they'll send you whatever you need in an email or whatever. And let's see. So then you'll do your orientation, blah blah blah, and then you start pulling. I've covered that in another video, but so you can work for as many companies as you want pulling campers. Your truck can only be leased onto one company at a time. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. That's some crappy freaking DOT regulation. So realistically, you're only going to work for one company. I mean, sure, if you want to buy 3 or 4 trucks and sign them on to a bunch of different companies, go ahead. More power to you. I don't know how you're going to pay the truck payments doing that, but hey, whatever blows your hair back. It's super easy. So now that I've had my MVR and background check and all that stuff with these 3 companies, it's a matter of me just walking in and saying I want to release on with you, and then I can go and pull for them and delease from one of the other companies. So it's not a super easy process. I mean, it's easy. It's not a big deal, but it's not major hurdle to switch back to a company you've already worked for. I'm sure maybe there's a time limit. You know, if you've been, 2 years ago you worked for such and such a company, you might have to jump through some hoops. But if you move to a new company and decide, you know what, this place isn't for me, it's really no big deal for you to go back. In fact, I still haven't actually gone in and officially de-leased from the last company I was at, so I may be in some kind of DOT violation there. I don't know, but I'm not really concerned about it because I'm not going back. I'm pretty happy here so far, anyway. My dispatcher's kind of a flop dick, but whatever. That's something else. So you don't have to, put in your 2 weeks. You're an independent contractor. You're not an employee. So if you don't want to work for such and such company, don't work for them. You don't have to let them know. You should let them know that you're de-leasing your truck. But other than that, it doesn't really matter. So that's kind of the deal there. One thing that they didn't talk about in orientation and stuff like that, all these companies have perks once you have so many safety miles, which is, so you get a 1,000-mile trip to wherever, you get 1,000 safety miles. They don't count coming back, which is kind of stupid because you have to have that unladen insurance. Some companies don't have that. Another recurring question. The unladen insurance depends on who you go through and what you have and how much they require, whatnot. But you figure ballpark about $100 a month. Some of them are more, some of them are less. It's all going to be on you. You're going to have to call and find out. But that's another recruiter question. They actually that should be an honest answer from a recruiter. Who do you recommend I get the unladen insurance if you require it or whatever? And they'll tell you who, and you call them up and give them your information, and then they'll give you a quote. When I switched to this company, my old insurance didn't have the type of insurance that this company wanted. I don't freaking know. It doesn't make any damn sense, but it's stupid. So I guess I'll just explain it. So this unladen insurance. All right, so I got a camper on. I am covered under the company's policy. So if I wad this trailer up, I pay my deductible, trailer gets fixed, whatever, everything's done, and it's over with. Now, when I drop the trailer off at the freaking dealer and I'm on my way back, I have what's called unladen liability insurance. So if I wreck my truck, I don't really understand what it even means. I've asked and nobody can freaking answer, because if I drop the trailer off and pull out of the parking lot and T-bone somebody, my insurance covers that. It shouldn't have anything to do with this unladen liability insurance. I'm just a private vehicle. I'm not doing anything. It's just a truck driving on the road. So I don't really understand what it is, but it's something that they demand that you have. I heard that I think Maple Tree Transport doesn't have anything like that. So if that's a concern for you, then talk to them. I don't know. There may or may not be some other companies. I don't know. I'll never recommend one specific company because everybody's got something different that they like. There's bullshit everywhere you go. You just got to find a flavor you can deal with. Put it that way. So some people really love to have that attaboy. I don't want to be a number kind of thing. I don't care. You can. I walk in the door and you can call me. Hey, you're freaking 8100. How's it going? Well, I'm great. Thanks. Pay me. I don't care. They don't need to know my name. But I don't know. So I'm sure it's nice to have an attaboy, but don't need it. But if you do, go to a company that'll give you an attaboy. I really, dude. Truck hit it. Insist on passing me, and then changed his mind. And whatever. anyway, so that's it. That's really how the companies work. I don't know. There's honestly, I mean, if you're nearby, Goshen or Elkhart, you can always drive your ass up there, stay a couple days, go hang out in the Walmart parking lot, find the guys with the trucks, and talk to them. If you want that, or like I said before in one of them other videos, get on those Facebook groups and ask some questions. I mean, don't be a freaking dumbass. What's the best truck? What's the best company to work for? You're just gonna get nothing but mocked because there isn't one. I covered that in another video, but it's just like, if you have specific questions, about the insurance or something like that, or what kind of hitches do you recommend? What about fuel tanks and whatnot? I went to Dooley Depot for my fuel tank, and honestly, you can do it yourself a lot cheaper. I mean, I think it was $1,475 or whatever for the 109 gallon, and you could do it yourself for probably $600. But I wanted to make sure that my tank was a DOT certified tank, and I also didn't want to deal with doing the install. I mean, I can, sure, no problem. It's not rocket science, but I don't want to deal with it. So it's just like anything else. If you don't want to do it, you pay somebody. So that's what I did. But so that's what those Facebook groups are really good for.
How you doing?
Hold on. I'm doing a video, and you're interrupting me.
You should have said that before you started it.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. You weren't talking. What do we got? 2 more hours or something?
Yeah, something like that. I'm at a half a tank.
I'm almost at a half a tank, and then I'll push the button.
Yeah, whatever, jerk.
So yeah, you're about almost exactly 100 miles a quarter. All right, so anyway. So that's it. I mean, hey, the guys that are asking questions in the comments, man, that's freaking cool. Keep doing that. I like that. It gives me something to talk about. If I miss one, ask again. I mean, there's only a couple guys commenting, thanks. But, sometimes I don't get the notifications or whatever that somebody commented, and I don't know, YouTube's kind of weird. But yeah, if I don't answer your question, either reply to your question or do a video on it, keep asking.
Just tell me when you're done with your video.
I'll get to it. So, all right, thanks, guys. It's Friday, September 14th. On I-80 East, going to Hamburg, PA. And we got a giant monster behind us. Over length permits, over weight permits, over height permits, over width permits. It's insane. It's the craziest trailer ever. Check out this monster. Pretty sure you could tow that with a freaking Camry or something. 3,000 pounds, 21 feet. It's nice inside though. I mean, if you had a bunch of kids, it wouldn't work out, but that's it. 21 feet and 3,040 something pounds, I think. Right now I'm getting 13.5 miles a gallon. It should be a little bit better than that, but we're kind of going fast because it's little. This is the first single axle trailer I've pulled. Really, it should be part of a haul and tow or on a flatbed with 2 other trailers. It's so little, but for whatever reason, they had full price. I'm not going to say no. Normally, a trailer this small would be 20 or 30 cents cheaper, but it bounces around a lot, which kind of sucks, but whatever. We got 2 hours until we deliver, I think, something like that. And then that's it. There's still no loads on the board, so we'll be heading home. probably going to look at some tow cars to do driveaways this weekend, maybe. I don't know. And then we'll just go sit in Goshen. Get the hitch put on the tow hitch put on the car, and we'll see. I don't know. Everything's still up in the air. But that's about it. Nothing else exciting. I'm hoping that so this is the weekend of the world's largest RV show or whatever. So maybe after the show, the loads will pick up. I don't know. It's strange though, because our yards are full, so I don't know what that's all about. I mean, the factories are still producing trailers. Right? I don't know why they're not moving them to dealers. I don't know. Someday maybe somebody will chime in and say, hey, this is how it works. You know, I don't know. But that last one, we sat at the dealership for over 2 hours before they checked us in. I was getting pretty frustrated. There was some other driver there just, yeah, that's the way it is, you know, and I'm like, no, that's not the way it is. Normally it's, 30 minutes tops. But apparently he didn't mind waiting. I guess maybe he gets paid differently than all the other drivers in the industry. And he doesn't mind sitting, but so sometimes that happens. I guess you have to wait a while. Prior to that one, I think the longest I ever waited was an hour, and that was, I mean, there was like 6 people in front of me at the dealer, so it was, I totally expected it. But yeah, other than that, still doing short weeks. I mean, waiting on these on the loads to pick up. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, it's bad, but I kind of hope that this Florence y'all hurricane really just destroys all the campers in North Carolina and South Carolina, so we can get a bunch of loads going down there. I mean, I don't, but it'd be nice. So, even though I hate that route going down that way, it's a terrible route. Roads are crap. For whatever reason in the South, the truck stops don't have any parking, so it's hard to find decent parking. I mean, I guess if you stopped early enough, it'd be all right, but